Hi everyone, my name's Claire. Thanks for joining me today. And the purpose of this video is just like a quick how-to tutorial to spin up a logo and a brand. Oh, my dog's getting excited in the background. To spin up a logo and a brand kit for your small business. It's not aimed at larger businesses. Like, you guys should absolutely be working with a graphic designer or an agency to produce something like high quality. This is aimed at people who would never have the budget or the inclination to do that and would basically just be attempting to do it themselves. So yeah, it's just meant to really kind of supercharge what you can get done. I'm going to put a time limit on it because this video is not edited. So there we go. I'm hoping to get through everything in under 20 minutes because, yeah, like I said, I just want it to be like a really quick and easy method that you can use and hopefully quite fun as well. Like, absolutely get other people involved. I'm on my own today just with my dog Chicha, but yeah, you can get other people involved in the process and obviously take breaks between each step and share the outputs with people for feedback, people who you know. So we're going to do 3 steps. The first one is using a tool called Namelix to come up with the actual name for your business based on what you're already doing. So that's really fun. But Namelix isn't very strong at the design part, although they do offer it. Then we're going to move over into a tool called Looker in the second section, which will do that design work for you instantaneously. And then we're going to move and Looker kind of produces like the logo and the fonts and the brand kit that you can download. Then we're going to move over into Canva, and I'll just show you quickly how you can upload those assets to then start doing your own design work in Canva. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just going to shrink myself a little bit. So for the purpose of this video, I've come up with a fake business, like a fake company. So I want to do something that's in basically interior design and homeware, and I want it to have like a sustainable twist to it. So I think we're maybe using recycled fabrics or upcycled fabrics. So coming into Namelix here, hopefully you can see my mouse. We're basically going to put in some keywords and then generate some business name ideas. So what did I say? Interiors, home, lifestyle, sustainable, and upcycled. So yeah, hopefully it's going to understand what I'm trying to get at here. Like I said, this is just a made up business for the sake of the demo, but it just gives you an idea of what the tool is capable of. And then I'll click generate. Oh, I've disappeared. There I am. Yeah, so then it's prompting me to choose a name style. So I quite like short phrase rather than, like making up a new word, but you can do that. So it's got like compound words, real words. That's a bit risky, to be honest, if you're thinking about like hashtags later. So I'm going to avoid that. Yeah, let's go with auto, and then it shows you like a mixture of all the options. And then I'll click next. And then randomness, as you can see, that's kind of how creative and how out there you want to go. So I think I'll keep that on medium randomness. And then if I go next, so it's remembered what I had. Oh yeah, I think I tried this earlier. It's remembered the words from here. Yeah, homeware manufacturer and online retailer is fine. So that's just giving it a bit of extra context, but that's not what we want to feed into the name generator. And the reason that I like Namelix is because it's got this check domains option as well, which I find really helpful, because you absolutely should be trying to buy the .com for whatever your brand name is, whatever we come up with. So it will just quickly check that for you as well, like completely automated. So I'm going to show you how it works. If we click generate, this bit's quite fun. Okay, so yeah, don't get kind of hung up on how these look, because we're not going to use Namelix to actually design the look and feel or select like our fonts or anything. This is very much just the words that will form our new brand. I actually quite like home. Furnish and fix. And the ones with the green ticks do have domains available. But if you like one of the other ones, reused home. Let's see. I haven't done this with this keyword set before, by the way. Reused home, repurposed home. Reused style. That sounds a bit like something that's been copied. Reclaimed lifestyle. Oh, I quite like that. That sounds like a movement, doesn't it? Yeah, so see that one, all the domains are available. I'll just show you quickly what that looks like. So this is, oh, am I still here? That's popped up open a Namecheap tab. So yeah, you can see Reclaimed Lifestyle if we did want to go for that one. Reclaimedlifestyle.com is only like, I don't know if you're paying taxes or not. So it's like $14 a year. So yeah, that's like a really good sense check before you get too hung up on a particular name. And then yeah, this section is quite useful because you can check similar ones. Renovated lifestyle. Let's try another one. I'm not sure about these. Okay. Oh, I quite like something with folk in. I'm not sure about roost though. That sounds like a good chicken coop. Folk finds. Folk wares. Folk renew. And then you can just kind of keep working through it until you find one that you like the look of. I don't think I'm going to bring hippie into it. Folk renovate. Rustic revitalized. So you can see how the large language model is working. It's basically just pairing lots of words together. So you need to decide if you actually think that they make sense, or if you like them. I'm okay, right? I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to go with rustic remade. Think of that what you will. But yeah, like I said, you can spend a lot longer on each step, but I really wanted to get through this in 20 minutes and we're already nearly on 7. So I'm just going to carry on. So rustic remade, what I like here is the AI feedback is basically like its rationale. So it's also giving you like a whole kind of brand blurb as well. So Rustic Remade is a name that perfectly captures the essence of the homeware manufacturer and online retailer. The word rustic refers to a style, blah, blah, blah. The word remade suggests that the products offered by this business are made from sustainable and upcycled materials. So there we go. Cool. So actually, let me just check the domain on that one, if that's the one we're actually going to go with. I'm not going to register this, by the way, if anyone does want to take rusticremade.com. Yeah, it's still $14. But what I am going to do is copy that. And then we're going to go over into Looker, like I said, which is part 2 of this process. Yep, here we are over in Looker. So as you can see, design your own beautiful brand. It's basically going to design a logo and a whole bunch of other stuff based on the name that we've just come up with using Namelix. So Rustic Remade. Get started. And then Looker also asks you for a few prompts. So my industry in this case is retail. Let's go online and retail, because I think I'm going to have a shop and an online store, maybe a series of shops depending on how I get on. Homeware, interiors, sustainable. Let's try that. I try and give it like 5 prompts in this section. So that's my industry. And then this is quite fun. So this is kind of showing similar, like a selection of designs that you can pick from. And you can already see how this is much more elevated than what Namelix had. Let's go with that one. Quite like that. Slightly more traditional font. So yeah, don't worry about colours at this stage. This is more sort of the overall aesthetic and like how minimal you like it. Maybe that one if it's not getting too childish. Okay, so I've given it some options, and then colour palette. I'm definitely going to go grey. I'm quite tempted to go yellow and orange. Okay, let's push it and just go grey, teal, and red. So I've gone quite bold. And then it's remembered the company name. Oh yeah, the slogan. Sorry, we just need to make up. So, long-lasting interiors or something. For some reason, it hasn't done that bit for me, so forgive me for that. And then over to the next phase. So, so this is if you want to have like an icon or something as part of the logo design. I found that the symbols that Looker selects aren't necessarily the greatest, so I would probably pick my own. But obviously, you can play around with each stage of this as much as you like. Like we haven't registered with Looker yet, so you're just playing around with the tool for free at the moment. So I want to pick my own symbols. What do we have? I want like a sofa. Oh yeah, quite sophisticated. Oh, what's this? Like a little sideboard. You can see it's lining up my icons here. And then let's have like can it handle a throw? Oh no, it thinks I'm in cat. How about a cushion? Yeah, it can handle cushion. Maybe. Oh, these jewel designs are quite cool. Yeah, I've got a little geometric cushion. So yeah, you can see this is starting to come together quite nicely. And then I think even though I'm not necessarily going to sell painting and decorating tools, I think that adds like a suggestion of creativity, which I quite like for the sake of this. Yeah, because I mean, I might have paintings as well as textiles or other artwork for my imaginary interiors store. Let's go with, or maybe something like that actually that's quite abstract. Okay, so I've got my 5 symbols. Now I'm going to continue. Still only on 12 minutes, doing quite well. Oh, here we go. Right, so it's kind of you can see it's put together like a mixture of my colours, and it's based it on the style of those previous logos. Let's see. You know what? That actually looks quite a lot like a biscuit. So actually, I don't mind. Let's go with that one. I quite like those geometric cushions. And again, obviously, you can spend a lot longer on each step. I just wanted to show you kind of how quickly this can be done. So it's basing it off this grey and white one, but I actually want to play around a bit with the colour palette. So can you see I'm going to come over here and, ooh, this is starting to look quite fun. And then, yeah, so it's kind of got different moods for the colour palette as well. So I'm going to go energetic actually because I like, yeah, these are quite fun. So yeah, you can just see how quickly it can generate so many different options, and then you can like there's just so much choice that manifests so rapidly. So I mean, I think this could be a really useful tool for actual designers as well. Although, like I said, I don't want to kind of step on anyone's toes too much. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'm actually quite happy with this already. I'm not going to play around with it too much. Ooh, sorry, quick scroll. No, maybe that peachy colour's a bit much. Let's go sophisticated again. Let's go. Yeah. Actually, let's just go with a nice, safe grey. I feel like my photography will complement that if my products, if my textiles in particular are quite bright. So I've selected the logo, and then if you scroll down, you can see how many different variations Looker will produce for you. So you can't download these for free. Like at this stage, you'll need to pay. I'll show you quickly what that looks like. But yeah, it just gives you an idea of how many assets it's produced instantaneously, which is super helpful. And this is quite a muted color palette, but obviously you might have, 2 or 3 quite contrasting colors here, depending on your taste and what you've selected. So that's great as well. So yeah, I'll just show you quickly, if you go to download, what the flow looks like. I'm not actually going to buy this one, like I said. This is still up for grabs. But yeah, that looks about right based on what I used for my own brand. So $96 a year, and you get loads of stuff. Email signatures, business cards. I actually kind of found Looker better for things like business cards and invoices and business documents rather than digital assets, like social media posts or social media profile headers, like that kind of thing. But you can use it for that. Like it's got that in there. I just found some of the options it produced were a bit random. And when you download, you basically get all the fonts, and you can continue to log into the tool for a year and use it as a design tool as well. And then you don't obviously have to continue after that because you've been able to download your own assets. I'm still subscribing to mine though, and I do still use the design features. So what I'm going to do now for part 3, because I'm short on time and 116 16 minutes. So yeah, for part 3, I'm going to start to take some of this color palette over into Canva just to quickly show you how you would build up your brand kit in Canva. So let's hop over there. So you can see this is my existing, let's move me over to the other side. This is my existing brand kit. So you would just go add new, and then, no, rustic remade, like this. And then you can add, the more that you give Canva, the better it will be once you start creating your own designs. But yeah, you'll be able to add those logos, and it's got kind of pings and different formats there. Add your color palette, and then Looker will also tell you what your fonts are called. So you can start to add those at different sizes. Like there's a lot in here. And again, you might have photographic assets, again, outside of this process that we've just been going through. So I'll just show you quickly how I added the color palette. So I can't copy these annoyingly. A8, A1, A1. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. I think white was in there because it always is. Yeah, and then you can just go and add your colors. Let me expand myself again. So yeah, that's the main steps that I wanted to go through today. We're doing really well. We're not even on 18 minutes. So yeah, the first one was use name licks to actually come up with your brand name, and then also remember to check that the domain is available. I would recommend buying the .com no matter what. And then you might want to buy some others to kind of protect your brand in future as well. Then we went over to Looker, and we gave it the name that we generated in name licks, and kind of prompted it, and then Looker came up with a logo, fonts, like a kind of basic brand kit. And then the final stage is to copy that brand kit over into Canva. I don't have time to do a Canva tutorial as part of this video, but I will drop some further links and kind of notes on getting familiar with Canva. Yeah, like I said, it's those are all kind of fairly entry level tools. I think Canva is also about $100 a year, but you can get a month's free trial just to test it out and see if it's something that you're comfortable with. But yeah, there we go, under 20 minutes, and we basically created a brand and brand kit using AI for under $200, which is about £170. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care.